Hello everyone, I'm Jung Chul, the professor at ITC and RPP in Cambodia. In first video, I explained the SSH authentication. In second video, I will explain SSH port forwarding first. Okay, in SSH service, port forwarding similar to tunneling. Tunneling means it's a very secure TCP connections over tunnel using OpenSSH. We call this one port forwarding. Port forwarding, there are two kinds of types: local port forwarding and remote port forwarding. So if we want to activate this port forwarding service, in the main configuration file, you need to activate these two lines. Allow TCP forwarding, yes. Gateway force, yes. If you complete this one, then you need to start the SSH server again, and after that, testing local port forwarding. In my case, I will test the mail server. First, in the server system, there is a mail service working now, and in the client, I want to access to the mail server directly using localhost port number 1234. And for the remote port forwarding, here I will test the web servers. So in the server system, I will start the web server service HTTP start like this, and SSH-R 10,000 localhost 80 is the port number of the web servers minus end user SSH server. So here, in this case, a little bit remote forwarding a little bit different from local forwarding. Here, SSH-R means the remote, and in this case, 10,000 port number will be the port number of SSH server, but this one is a client system. And 8 numbers means the port number of web server in the server system, but this one will be SSH client. Then for the testing, go to the client system, but this one SSH server, and open the browser, and after that, http://localhost : and port number. Then you can access to the web servers. Okay, SSH local port forwarding complete like this. Between SSH client and server, there is the secure channel, and application client want to access to application server using secure channel. For example, this one, in this video, I will use the mail server, mail client, and this one, application server, will be the mail server. So between mail client and server, normally there is no secure channel, but if I used SSH, this channel between SSH client, application client and server will be secure channel. Remote port forwarding, this one similar, but here one thing is different. Here, application server, and this one will be SSH client, and here application client, and here SSH server. So even if in my case we can guess like this. For example, application server and SSH client can be a kind of our office, and application client and SSH server can be our house. So from house to my office cannot access using this kind of applications. But if I use SSH secure channel, anytime I can access from my house to service the application server in my office. Okay, then let's test. Okay, first, etc sshd main server configuration file. Okay, here, 2 line Allow TCP forwarding, yes. Gateway port, yes. Normally gateway port support access from remote. Okay, and after that, service SSH restart. I'm sorry, restart. Okay, then let's test in the one more thing, service mail server, mail restart, and let's test. Okay, here, telnet localhost 25. Okay, in this case, anytime I can access to the mail server directly like this. But in the client system, this is client, telnet server 25. So in this case, from client to the server, especially mail server, using port 20 cannot access because normally in the default, as a default, mail server the block the access from remote, but the permit the connection from localhost. So now let's test using SSH local port forwarding like this. SSH R1 2 3 4 localhost port number 25 and username tland server system. Okay, we use the public and private authentication in previous video 1 2 3 4 5 6. Okay, I'm successful. Telnet test for the testing. Telnet local host port number 1 2 3 4. Okay, now I'm successful to access the mail server of the server. Okay, here. Okay, can I use this kind of comment? For example, hello, okay, server char.com. Okay, then I can use this kind of comment also. So I'm successful to access to the mail server in the server system. Okay, Control C. Now let's test the remote port forwarding. For the remote port forwarding, I will start the web servers. Okay. In the client system, no web server. So in the browsers, if I test, cannot. Okay, then let's test. This is a server system. First, SSH R. Okay, port number. Okay, localhost. Also port number -n tland. Here will be client will be SSH server. So password 1 2 3 4. Okay, then let's go to the client system here. Port number will be like 1200. So here now port number 1200. Okay, I am successful to access the web server in the server system. And one more testing, index HTML. Okay, in this case, I am successful. Host name is server.jar.com. So this is a remote port forwarding. Okay, then next, X11 Forwarding. Here, X11 means it's a GUI program. So X11 Forwarding means support GUI program forwarding. So for this service in the server, you need to activate these 3 lines. X11 Forwarding, yes. Display offset 10 and X11 use localhost. And of that, SSH server restart. On client system, also need to activate 2 lines. Forward agent, yes. Forward X11, yes. And after that, for the display, you need to configure this one, X host plus. And after that, you can test SSH -X user and SSH server. If I'm the successful to the server, I can test X clock like this. Okay, then let's test. In the server SSH server system, okay, first let's check the options here for the X11 forwarding. Line number 96, X11 forwarding, yes. X11 display offset 10 and X11 use localhost 2, yes. Then complete. Service cd restart. Okay, go to the client system, etc SSH config. So here I need to activate two lines like this. Forward agent, yes. Forward X11, yes. So now I am ready to use X11 forward. For the testing, first, in the client system here, I try to use Wireshark to start. So in my case, in the client system, I cannot find the command Wireshark. Okay, then let's test SSH -X username tland and server. Okay, the private key password 1 2 3 4 5 6. Okay, I am successful to log into server system. Now here I will try to Wireshark. Okay, in client system, I don't have the Wireshark, but in the server, I already installed Wireshark. Okay, no. Okay, so here, even if I stay in client, but I can use the GUI program of server. In my case, I used like a Wireshark. Okay, one more thing, X clock. So here also I can use this kind of command from. So this is X11 port to forwarding. Okay, then I finished the X11 forwarding. Step 5, SSH client tools. Here there are many tools. SSH, I already used this one, and SCP also. And SFTP also support the secure FTP channels. Here there are two kinds, SFTP server, just, and username. Number 4, SSHFS. To use this one, you need to install this package, SSHFS. SSHFS means it's a very secure file sharing service. For example, in this case, in the server system sharing the file, the directory using NFS or Samba. In this case, you can use the SSHFS to mount your server directory to local system. Number 5, SSH keyscan. This one, in previous the video, I show you how to add your key to the memory system. In this case, using this one, you can scan your keys. And number 6, Windows client. If you want to access the SSH server on Windows, in this case, you can use secure-crt, putty, or Teratom like this. Okay, then I will show you. Now in the client system, for example, okay, SSH, okay, root, okay, server. What can I use? Okay, Wireshark again. Okay, password. So here, even if I don't use the X11 forwarding, here I can use like this directly. Yeah. Okay, one more thing. I'm staying here. Okay, copy tland server SSH keys. File name will be id rsa pub. Okay, the password 1 2 3 4 5 6. So let's check id rsa pub. Okay, I'm successful like this. It means the command SCP support the remote copy. So here is a server's authorized keys, and this is on local system the file name. So here I copy using SCP. Okay, for the SFTP first in the server system, let's just start FTP service. In my case, SFTP restart. Okay, testing SFTP server. In this case, I need the root password. Okay, so I log into root home directory. For example, install. Okay, I am successful to download, install, low. Okay, this one. Or SFTP tland password 1 2 3 4 5 6. Okay, here. Okay, now let's test upload put etc group. Okay, so I upload this file. Okay, let's check. Here home tland. So I can find group. This one uploaded by client using SFTP. Okay. SSH FS and the key scan. Okay, let's test SSH key scan. Okay, SSH key scan. First SSH. I need the SSH agent bash and SSH add. Okay, RS 1 2 3 4 5 6. Okay, now check SSH add -r. Okay, there are two keys. SSH key scan -t RSA and DSA, and hostname client. Okay, here this is a RSA. Okay, and this is a DSA. Okay, one more thing. Let's test on Windows using like a secure CLT. Okay, in my case now I'm using okay. So okay, let's test. Okay, here if you use the secure shell, you can use like this: SSH version 2, hostname in my case 192.168.80.25, IP address and port number 22, and username I will try to use the test. Okay, test. Then connect. Here you can find the authentication method: password, public key, or keyboard interactive with CSS API like this. Okay, connect. Okay, password test 1 2 3 4. Okay, I'm successful to log in SSH server using secure CLT. And okay, secure CLT normally support. Here, can you find the create identifier? It means secure CLT also support public key authentication. Okay, let's try create Next, there are two types, DSA, RSA. Okay, let's the RSA. Pass parse 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And the comment like this. And the key length bit like this. Okay, now key generate. Okay, so even if you use the secure shell on Windows, no problem to use the public key authentications using like this. Okay, then the last part, access control. For the access control, there are three kinds. First, you can use the TCP wrappers. So in my case, I will use like this. First, etc host deny SSH all. In this case, the all network cannot access to SSH server. But here, using host allow, I can use like this. SSD colon 192.168.80.255.255.250. In this case, only 192.168 network can access to SSH servers. And the second, in the SSH main configuration file, you can use like this. Allow users, allow groups, deny users, deny groups, permit root login, yes or no. It means allow users, allow groups, only these users or group can access to SSH server. Deny users or deny groups, only these users or only this group cannot access to SSH server. And if you don't want root to login to SSH server, in this case, you can use permit root login, no. But if you want permit root to login with his ID and password, just you can use permit root login, yes. Number three, IP table. IP table is a kind of file to support by the Linux system. So if you use IP table, you can use like this. -a, a means the append, inf is the table name, -s, source address 192.168.0.24. Only this source address state new and establish. Then -p, the protocol minus destination port, 2222 is the port number of SSH, and -j jump, then accept. In this case, only this network address can access SSH servers. Okay, first let's test from the TCP wrappers. First, etc host deny. Okay. So here I can use like this, SSHD all. So in this case, all network cannot access SSH servers, but okay, etc host allow. So in this case, I permit only this one. Okay, for the testing, host allow, let's deactivate this line. Okay. Okay, test from the client system, TLAN server. You cannot access because of TCP wrapper now is the block all the connections. Okay, again, for now activate host allow. You here. Okay. Okay, try again. SSH TLAN server. Okay, now I'm successful to the server system using the private key in the memory without any password. Okay, number two, user access controls. Okay, where authentication part? Okay, here. Let's okay, here. Sorry, user permission allow users only TLAND and machine Linux. Okay, 2 service SSH restart. Okay, here let's test. So SSH TLAND server. Okay, no problem. Okay, one more testing. SSH Linux username server password Linux 1 2 3 4. Okay, password Linux 1 2 3 4. Okay, but let's test the username SSH test server test 1 2 3 4. Test 1 2 3 4. Cannot access because the only SSH the server the permit to log in by TLAN and Linux, only 2 users. One more testing. SSH SSD config here. Now deny users. Authentication. Okay, here deny users. Can I say now let's test the TLAND. Okay, and this one deactivate like this. Deny users. Okay, let's test. So say TLAND server. TLAND 1 2 3 4. Cannot. TLAND 1 2 3 4. Cannot, but the other users. Okay, test. Okay, SSH test. Test 1 2 3 4. Okay, now I'm successful to log in username by username the test, because in the server only the deny username the TLAND, but the other users no problem to log in using SSH servers. Okay, one more thing, using IP tables. Okay, here I will IP tables start. Okay, IP tables if you want to check. In my case, okay, here IP tables is a kind of the firewall, so default the policy for input is a drop, but 192.168.80 network can access to the destination port SSH using the stated new and establish. So test let's this one. First, deactivate the TCP levels. So here now deactivate. And okay, host deny also. So according to the IP table service, oh sorry, minus error. So or input the default policy is drop. So let's test. Let's test the two kind of things. Telnet and SSH. Telnet server and SSH TLAND. No, Linux server. Password Linux 1 2 3 4. Okay, now SSH service is okay to login to SSH server, but the telnet server, even if the telnet server is working in the server system, but cannot access because already by IP tables only. Now SSH server is the permit to log in from client system. Okay, I finished step 6. So far, I explained how to set up SSH server using OpenSSH. And the part 1, I explained the SSH server configuration and the startup and authentication. In video 2, I explained about the SSH port forwarding, client system, and the X11 forwarding and access control. Thanks for watching so far my video.